This is about the lovely Lawrence from Luton, who moved to my town. We lived in my town for quite a few years in a bungalow at OAP. Probably one of the most kind-hearted people I've ever met in my life, actually. Yeah, with a foul mouth, the language of the toilet. But yeah, he was like one of the most kind-hearted men I've ever met, actually. But yeah, it was kind of at the same time I was living in that halfway shit house with that bully boy from Bath, like kind of the transition. Yeah, well, it was at the same time. Yeah, and then but yeah, when I was down on my luck, I didn't have a penny to scratch my ass with, basically, and stuff like that. Yeah, he used to sell tobacco and stuff. That's how I met him originally. Like, went round to get backy off him and stuff, and like my friend's mum used to care for him, and like he was just so generous and just such a kind-hearted man. Like, I used to go around there. We used to have a few drinks. Like, me and my younger mate and him. He was like disabled and that. He had like a mobility scooter and stuff. Like, he used to smoke like a chimney. Like, smoke about 60 fags a day. Like, he was on like this big book of tablets. Like, you probably see them, those big Boots tablets. You know, where it's got them like lined up, like Monday to Friday. You know, like he was on like gabapentin, codeine, and like he had like temazepam and all that as well. Like, to be fair, he used to let me. Sometimes I'd crash over there if I was like, because basically his bungalow was maybe a couple miles from that shit house, halfway house that I was living in. And I used to crash over sometimes, and he was so generous as well. Like, because he used to sleep on the sofa sometimes. He's like, "Oh, you can sleep in my bed." Like, all his bungalow was really nice and everything as well. Like, because he used to have the cleaners around, and it was kept like immaculate, basically. And like, for me, it was kind of like a lap of luxury sometimes, because like in the like he'd have Sky and everything as well. So like, it was kind of like a lap of luxury for the night in the double bed, watching Sky and stuff. I'd have plenty of food and all that, cups of tea and fucking sandwiches and God knows what. But oh, what else am I gonna say? Yeah, he was just so. Oh yeah, this was kind of like, yeah, we always used to watch Sky, like, like, and they'd have gold radio on all the time, and like we're listening to all the old classics together and stuff. But didn't he have a foul mouth on him? Like, he'd be like, proper, like, he had a bit of that sort of London accent, you know what I mean? Like, fucking Wendy, you fat see, you know what I mean? There used to be this fat woman who come round, and she was like coming around for Backy, but she was like this big, like, obese woman, and she's one day she come around and started getting undressed, like in his flat, in his bungalow, I mean. And he was like, "Wendy, you fat sick, get the fuck out of my house, otherwise I'm gonna call the old Bill." Like, smoking like a chimney. Like, it's so funny with his glasses on. He was a character, like, proper. It's mad because he had the language of a toilet, but he had such a kind heart, you know. But because he was ill and that, he used to get angry a lot. People used to take the piss out of him and like lend money off him and never pay it back. But like, I was always, to be fair, yeah, I never lent money off him. Well, he did. He used to just give me stuff like for jobs. Like, I used to do jobs in the garden, you know, like mow the lawn, like pots and plants, fucking painted the path and everything to make it look nice. Painted the wood paneling and all that. And yeah, he was just like the nicest man ever. Like, when I was really in a shit place in life, you know. And like, he used to even be like, "Oh, I bring your washing round." Like, I only did it like once because like, I wasn't really keen on that. But yeah, he used to like always go to the shop like every day, like clockwork, get his like pack of fags, like L&B or whatever. And then yeah, he'd always bring back like a meal deal for me, like get me a sandwich, like a ham and mustard sandwich from Co-op, like a drink. Like, he'd always get me like, well, not always, but like maybe like every other day, get me a bottle of Thatcher's, you know, like to keep me in drink, you know. And all I had to do was just like help him, like cook him like egg and chips, or like just do a bit of gardening for him and stuff. But yeah, what a lovely man, the lovely Lawrence from Luton. What a man he was. Bless him, he passed away. He must have been about about 7-8 years ago. But yeah, what a man he was. Like, he was a proper decent bloke. The language of the toilet, and like, people used to take the mick out of him, like lend money and never pay it back, you know, and take the piss and like steal money off him, which I thought was wrong. Like, to be fair, he gave me loads of stuff, but I never stolen off him, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he was such a nice man. Like, loads of fun. I'm trying to think of other. There's more stories of him, like funny stuff he used to. Oh yeah, I remember like me and my younger mate were just messing around. We were in the bedroom, and he had Family Fortunes on, like the old '80s one, and we kept rewinding it on that. Like, this is like the Smith family. This is the like the Jones family, and we did that for about 10 minutes, and he's like, Lewis, you fucking see, like, what are you doing? Like, it's, and to be fair, it was funny a bit. Like, we used to wind him up, but not nasty, just like silly things, like because he used to be on so many tablets, he'd like start gouging out, falling asleep like that in the middle of the day. And we used to have this bell, and he like Lewis would ring it, and then he'd like be like gouging like that, and then like waking up like all startled, but. Yeah, like I'd only do that kind of stuff if Lewis was there because he was a bit of a wind-up merchant. But yeah, what a man he was. Like, I always remember him. Bless him. But yeah, thanks for listening. That's another another interesting character I've met. One of the nicest, lovely Lawrence from Luton. God rest his soul. Thanks for listening.